Jae-jun was a man of quiet routine. A third-year computer science student at a university in Seoul, his world was a clean-lined algorithm of classes, coding, and the hushed silence of the main campus library. His goal was clear: graduate, work for a top tech firm, and make his parents proud. Love was a low-priority variable in his equation. One rainy afternoon, the steady tap-tap-tap of keys stopped being the loudest sound. It was replaced by a soft, melodic hum coming from the East African Studies section. Jae-jun looked up from his dual monitors. Sitting at a large table, bathed in the soft gray light filtering through the window, was Amara. She was an exchange student from Ghana, her skin the color of rich mahogany, and her hair styled in striking, intricate braids. She wore a bright, patterned top that seemed to inject a splash of vibrant color into the monotone room. She wasn't just humming, she was softly translating a passage from a massive, worn textbook. The first spark: curiosity. Jae-jun found himself abandoning his work to watch her. She had a way of concentrating that was both intense and incredibly graceful. When she finally looked up, catching his gaze, Jae-jun instantly dropped his eyes, a blush creeping up his neck. The next day, she was there again, and the next. Finally, Jae-jun mustered his courage. He approached her table, clutching a small box of Jeju tangerines. "Excuse me," he said in nervous English. "You are always here." "I am Jae-jun. I study here." Amara smiled, a radiant, genuine expression that made his heart skip. "Hello, Jae-jun. I'm Amara," she replied, her voice smooth with a slight, beautiful lilt. "I'm studying linguistics and sociology. I am usually here because it is the quietest place to think." "You were humming yesterday?" he blurted out, instantly regretting his directness. Amara chuckled. "Ah, yes. It was a little tune my grandmother sings back home. When I'm working on difficult translations, it helps me find the rhythm of the words." Jae-jun, usually reserved, felt an uncommon urge to know more. He asked her about her studies, about Ghana, and about the rhythm of the words. Amara spoke about her hometown in Accra, the lively markets, the warmth of the community, and her mission to document and preserve lesser-known West African dialects. Falling in rhythm, shared worlds. Their friendship began there, rooted in mutual intellectual curiosity. Jae-jun would teach her complex Korean phrases and the nuances of Hangul, while Amara taught him simple Twi greetings and the history behind West African kente patterns. He took her to tiny, hole-in-the-wall restaurants where they shared tteokbokki and kimchi jjigae, explaining the communal culture of Korean dining. She took him to an international festival in Itaewon, where she introduced him to the irresistible beat of Afrobeats and the rich, spicy flavors of jollof rice. Jae-jun had been raised in a culture that valued conformity and quiet respect. Amara, however, possessed a confident, open warmth that was utterly magnetic. She laughed loudly, she moved with an uninhibited grace, and she spoke her mind with kindness and conviction. She was the sun breaking through the perpetual fog of his studied life. He realized he was in love not when he missed her, but when he felt a physical ache for the sound of her laughter, and when he started viewing the world through her lens, not as a series of problems to solve, but as an endless array of vibrant, interconnected stories. The Confession, a Fusion of Hearts. One evening, they were walking along the Cheongyecheon stream, the city lights reflecting on the water. The autumn air was crisp. "Amara," Jae-jun said, stopping and turning to face her. His hands were sweating, a feeling completely foreign to the calm coder. "Jae-jun?" she asked, her eyes searching his. I always thought my life would be about efficiency," he confessed. "But you, Amara, you are not efficient. You are color. You are music. You are the opposite of my algorithm, and yet, since I met you, my life finally makes sense." He took a deep breath. "I love you. Your kindness, your mind, your beautiful soul. I want to learn every story you have." Amara's radiant smile returned, but this time it was softer, holding a quiet depth. She reached out and gently touched his cheek. "Jae-jun," she whispered. "I see the soul beneath the code, and I love the way your quiet strength balances my fire. You are my calm, and I am your rhythm." As the water flowed gently beside them, the young Korean man and the African lady sealed their love with a kiss, a perfect fusion of two worlds. Their story was not about fitting into a mold, but about creating an entirely new, beautiful harmony together. Would you like to hear about their journey facing their families, or perhaps a moment from their life together after they graduated?